So last Saturday, I celebrated my 23rd birthday, and I want to use this opportunity to share the things that I've learned over the years, and of course, still learning. Because most times, the things you think you've learned, you never learn them until new situations come out and you discover that you've actually not learned them. So in this video, I'll be going over 7 things that I have learned over this year. Hi there, I'm Inspire Medic, 15 medical student of Unizik, and this channel will talk about life, faith, productivity, and of course any other thing life has to offer. Without further ado, let's get into it. So first things first, worrying doesn't solve anything. It only worsens the problem, delaying the solution. I got this after writing my second JAMB. My second JAMB I scored 327. However, I did not get admission. I was not admitted. Every time I checked my JAMB caps, a layer of debt was added to me. I slowly triggered and entered into depression. And in fact, it got so bad that I not attempted, but the thoughts of suicide were overwhelming in my mind. Because how can I have that high score in JAMB and still not get admitted into medical school? So yeah, but as God will have it, He somehow turned that sorrow into joy. He turned that darkness into light. Since that through that experience, I began to know the Lord more. I came in close contact with Him, and in fact, it became a pivotal landmark in my experience and journey in life. So at the end of the day, I came to the conclusion that no matter how much you worry, it doesn't really solve anything. It doesn't really solve any problem, or rather, it will complicate your health, make you depressed, make you have an increased blood pressure, and of course, every other cardiovascular disorder that comes with too much worrying and anxiety. So that's it. Worrying doesn't solve anything. It only delays the solution, worsening the problem. The second thing is without passion, anything is difficult. I got it from the book A Purpose Driven Life. In the book, Recurring makes a case that without passion, anything you do in life becomes very difficult, whether it's your academics, your career, your business. If you don't have passion for that thing that you're doing, it becomes very, very difficult. It becomes difficult to push, even in place of prayer, in place of study of the word. Except you have this hunger, you have this passion. If you look at the life of David, that was what always drove him to the place of prayer, place of study of the scriptures, stay in God's presence because he always had this thirst and this hunger. So once there is no passion, it becomes difficult to do anything. So there are two ways to it. Either you cultivate passion, or the passion is just there, innate or inbuilt. So without passion, it becomes difficult to do anything, just about anything. The third point will have to be distractions is the fastest killer of passion or fire. So you have passion to study medicine, but you are distracted. You are distracted by social media, you are distracted by TikTok, you are distracted by whatsoever. Distractions kills fire. And so you see this person that was so passionate about something, but because of distraction, the person eventually is not performing as well as he should. Distractions can be likened to filling a water bottle with holes in it. So with passion, you are filling the water bottle, but when distraction comes in, what they do is that they poke holes into this water bottle. So no matter how much you work, when distraction comes in, it leaks your effort. It leaks your effort. It leaks your effort. So distraction is the fastest killer of fire. Now, if you're a young person, I would admonish and advise that you find your distractions and begin to cut them down. The fourth thing on my list is the greatest burden, the greatest hunger that should be in the heart of every young person is the burden of purpose. Not the burden to be the first billionaire or to be the youngest billionaire or to be the most popular kid in the whole planet or to be the Miss 2026. No. The greatest burden that should be in the heart of every young person is to find why they are here. I believe that every one of us, we are made to answer particular questions. The questions of poverty, the questions of hunger, the question of global climate change, or the question of cancer, the question of hypertension. The answer to these questions are hidden in men. And that's why I believe that no matter how much you pray to God to come down from heaven to do something or to come and heal Nigeria of the problems that we are having today, God will not come down. The answer He has is in men. When God wanted to save us from sin, it was still a man that He sent. He had to come in the form of a man to save us from our sins. So the same thing, the problem of cancer, the problem of diabetes, the answer is hidden in men's life. They are the ones that are supposed to find the equations to this problem, and through that equation, if we can walk through these equations, we'll get to the solution of this problem. And most persons are busy chasing after things that are not supposed to be theirs and perhaps not even related to the questions that they're supposed to answer. And so, the greatest burden in the life of every young man is to find the purpose why they are here on earth. Like I said, every man is an answer to a question. So, the fifth point would be to read books. Books are windows into the future, the past, and even the present. Books are experiences of men that have gone ahead of us. They possess the mistakes of these men, and they possess the places where they got it right. And when you combine this thing and add it to your life, it increases your lifespan because they are living on other people's lives. So when you begin to read books, what happens is that you are elongating your life because you are not going to be making the mistakes these ones made, and also you are going to be learning from the places they did it right. And so books are double-edged sword. So you won't make the mistakes that they made, and you also acquire the knowledge of the good things that they did, and you can still do it because somehow history has a way of repeating itself. So when you learn from these men that have already gone ahead of us, time rate at which you acquire success becomes shortened, and of course that's what we call speed. So when you read books, it does this for you. The other thing books does is that books can take you literally to any place. Someone said that books are the cheapest flight tickets that you can ever have. It's a book you can go to South Korea and still go to London and still go to the UK and still go to Russia, because these books were written in times and events and in places. So get books on relationship, on purpose, on leadership, and of course, readers will eventually become leaders, and leaders that continue reading will become leaders of leaders. With this, it takes me to my sixth point. The sixth point would have to be get responsible. Take up leadership positions, take up leadership posts, whether in the secular or in the religious sector. Get yourself into active service. When you get yourself into active service, it does three things for you. It makes you accountable, it makes you responsible, and it makes you disciplined. And these three factors and tools are essential in your destiny and prosecution of your destiny in the appropriate way. You need to be an accountable person because no matter how far you go, even Bill Gates and Elon Musk, they are accountable to someone. And if you're an improper accountant, you will not do well because people love it when human beings are accountable. You are trustworthy when you are accountable. Second thing is you are responsible. The more persons under you, the more responsible you are. And the more responsible you are, the more money you get because people literally pay you for watching or taking care of others. So the more responsible you are, the more your value in terms of worth is. And finally, discipline. Without discipline, you can literally prosecute nothing in life. You need discipline to show up in your workplace early. You need discipline to read your books every day as a medical student. You need discipline to come to the exam hall on time and take your exams and become the doctor that you're supposed to be. You need discipline to be able to master your skills and become proficient. And so leadership has a way of bringing this full package and giving it to you. This is just the tip of the iceberg of many other things leadership helps you to do, including building network, helping your communication, and many other things that leadership would help you to do. So as much as possible, as a young person, you want to get responsible as fast as possible. Take up responsibility, take up leadership roles. Finally, the seventh and not the least is to devote your life to the service of God. Ecclesiastes 12 verse 1 says, "Remember the Lord thy God in the days of your youth, because the evil day comes when you will not be able to have pleasure in all these things that so hype young persons." And so this is an ancient text, and it has continued playing out over the years. Devote yourself to the service of the Lord. It's going to save you from numerous encumbrances. Getting to know the Lord will protect you from a lot of things, including all the vices that we have in our age, and things like premarital sex, sexually transmitted infection, venereal diseases. All these things would be away from your lexicon if you devote yourself to the Lord. And then the flip side is that God Himself rewards. So when you devote yourself to His service, to prayer, to studying of His word, and to fellowship with the brethren, what happens is that in the long run, the Lord will begin to reward you. When things opening doors for you, doors of favor, doors of grace, when these things begin to happen, people around will think that you are just a lucky guy. No, I'm here to see someone that serves the Lord with all his heart and his youth and is ashamed of it now in old age. So these are the 7 points that I have learned over these years. And if you liked any of the points or you have more points that young persons can also learn from, you can comment in the comment section below. You can like this video, do subscribe if you like the content I post in this channel, and until the next one, stay inspired.